Hey, good afternoon, public admin students, especially those in administrative theory. One of my favorite courses to teach. That is PAD 4104. I use the book a lot, even outside of teaching the course. I've just found it really encompasses everything that you need to know, both in a public sector or a private sector setting. I've actually given a copy, I actually got a second copy for my own personal use just to give to my wife so she can use it when she works over at the jail. When I refer, the jail is that way, by the way, 2 miles down the road, which is where my wife works. So anyway, let me see. First of all, I know I haven't really gotten a chance to produce as many videos as I'd like. I plan to, embrace video recording to a lot greater degree. Um, my thought is that it enhances the connectedness between us, the online student and the instructor. I'm hoping you agree. Let me know. Drop me a note and just say, hey, yeah, I actually like the videos. My thought is I can explain a lot of stuff, um, and to a greater degree, and I can record it, and then you as a student can go back when you're studying for your exams, and you can rewatch it. You don't have to say, okay, what did he say again? That kind of stuff. Um, so what I want to do is this video is primarily to just kind of recap all the discussion posts. Yes, I do read all the discussion posts. I read all of it. I do like it. Unfortunately, it's just, really not very conducive to, a single professor and reading, was it, so 50 discussion posts, times how many, let's say two per module, times how many modules. Oh my gosh, I can't really, go through and add all the comments that I'd like to each and every one of you. But just so you know, I do read them, and you know, I, I will make a note on occasion, especially if it pertains to a number of you. Kind of kill two birds with one stone, right? So just know that your comments and your efforts are always appreciated in that respect. Um, so anyway, the chapters, the chapter headings, innovation, creativity, stress, motivation. These are all really overarching themes that you can take with you and will really help you working in the public sector. Start out. Let's go with the innovative approaches to public admin. That was an exercise for you to go out and look and see what other people are doing. Let me give you a story. When I was out in Seattle at a conference a couple, 2, 3 years ago, I was actually speaking on my particular topic, my research topic, which is positively themed media. As many of you already know, my research topic pertains to active or human-powered transportation, walking, riding a bicycle, even public transportation is bundled in there. And you might have already seen a lot of these news clips or ads or just read it in the newspaper. There's always someone getting hit by a car. They just, it's all about sensationalism. That sells news, right? And so they make it seem as graphic and nasty and horrible as possible, which it is horrible. It's a horrible phenomenon that we're trying to grapple with right now. But my approach is to do it more in a positive way. For example, if you encourage people to walk, then you have more people walking. You have power numbers. You have a whole group of people. It's harder for a motorist to miss 20 people walking across the street versus a single person. And so my thought is to use positively themed media in order to push that message. Now back to the conference, out in Seattle, a couple, 2, 3 years ago, I was speaking on this, and being on the West Coast, I got a lot of practitioners from other local governments, and in this case, city of San Francisco, people that were dealing with emergency management in San Francisco. They they had, they kind of experienced the same thing, that they were struggling to stress the importance of certain things to people. Like, for example, you can't predict earthquakes, right? But, in the event of a chaotic situation, whatever, they could, or let's say forest fires or whatever, they would try to encourage people, hey, you need to evacuate, you need to leave, you need to do whatever. And they found that people were struggling. What do I do? And so what they did was say, they actually approached me after my presentation. They said, we're struggling with the same thing. And they said they encouraged their citizens to pack like they're going on a 3-day weekend, a little getaway. Everybody knows how to do that. Okay, I'll grab my bag, grab my toothbrush, grab whatever, and boom, you're on your way. Versus in the chaos of the moment, what do I do? So they found another way. They were able to relate it to a pleasant, positive experience, and it helped people to evacuate. They found some success for that. I thought it was kind of cool. So anyway, that was an innovative approach, and so that was kind of where this particular assignment was born. Was sharing ideas. Hey, how is this agency doing this? How are they dealing with parking? How are they dealing with whatever it is? You guys did a real good job of going out to Google the mess out of everything, trying to find these cool ideas and share them. That's all it took. It wasn't a lot of thought involved with that. Just go and share what you know. Stress. That's the next topic. Stress is a hard one to deal with. I use my example when I had my collapsed lung. About killed me. I'm sitting there thinking I'm going to work my butt off. I had a part-time job. I was really trying to make it in this particular field, air freight, and I wasn't doing very well. It was the economy, it was a lot of things. But all I know is at the end of the day, I had, my wife had a baby due in about a month. Um, and I'm working 2 jobs, 3 jobs to just try and make ends meet. And there's a lot of stress that's involved with the freight. And, I wasn't managing that stress very well. So instead of doing better, being able to work more, now all of a sudden it about killed me. And I was, in the hospital for 10 days. Yeah, fortunately for me, my bosses were really nice and they put in for 10 sick days for me. They were awesome. That saved me. So, but dealing with stress, that's an important thing. Now, keep in mind, work in government is difficult a lot of times. You're working in a fishbowl. Everybody's watching you. What are you doing with my tax dollars? There are the demands on both sides of the aisle. Conservatives over here going, hey, we want this. Liberals are over here going, no, we want that. And everybody's pulling at you every different which way. This is a good module for you to understand, to be able to master, not only for yourself, but also for your employees, for your boss, for all those around you. Understand how stress works in the human body and understand what it takes to manage that. And understand also that it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes I wait till the last second. I don't know if anybody ever does this, but you ever wait till the last second when you've got a big major assignment that's due? Sometimes it's motivating. You're like, oh my gosh, wait, okay, I've got to do this. And now I've got to sit down. That stress, it kind of lights a fire. So, read all about the stress. Understand how to make that work in your favor. Decision making, that was another one. That's a big one. That's a big priority with the School of Public Admin, is understanding about leadership and decision making. That one of the key tasks that comes along with leadership, being able to make a decision. Okay, I know here's the scenario. This is what we're going to do. Be decisive. Go and do that. Our decision making discussions in there. You guys did well with that too. They're always. I really put a lot of thought into trying to bring, to raise some questions. Sometimes they're stressful deliberately, just to challenge you, to see what you're going to do, whatever. Motivation, by the way, this is another big one. This is the last one, I promise, because we've got 2 more modules before the midterm exam, so I'm not going to tip my hand to that. But motivation, that's another big topic that you need to really master. For example, let's say you have an employee that's been with you, for 10 years. They've topped out in their salary. how do you keep that person motivated? They're going to be making the same money, doing the same thing every day. It, some people like it. Okay, I wouldn't like that. I'm too busy. Yeah, I can't deal with that. But yeah, you have to understand what motivates people. You had all the was it Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You had what do people need? Do you need emotional needs? Do you need physiological needs? Do you need whatever? Understand what people need and how to use that for the betterment of the agency, for your employees, for yourself, and for your bosses, and whatever. So that way you keep a healthy work environment, right? Anyway, I think that's pretty much about it. I will try to touch base periodically just to kind of keep you posted as far as what we're doing, my comments, any observations that I've made. Like I just said, we do have the midterm exam coming up in a couple weeks. Make sure you're studying for that. I can't remember, to be honest. One of these courses, I actually have essay questions. This could be that, where I usually have one essay question per module, on a general theme, and you have to expound on it. That's my favorite way to test, to be honest, because that way you're able to, you're not just trying to answer the ever tricky multiple, multiple choice questions. Is he meaning this or is he meaning that? With essay questions, you're free to write, free form narrative, and you can show me that, just demonstrate, what I'm talking about, that you've read all the modules and everything else. I think this is that particular course. If not, my apologies, but I always, in closing, I always welcome any feedback. So questions, comments, observations, shoot me an email. Just let me know, hey, by the way, I like the videos or I don't like the videos or whatever. And, or speak up in the videos, watch the camera, that kind of stuff. I've got thick skin, let me know. And it might help your class. It might help future classes. Anyway, have a nice day, okay?